can hear everybody.
All right, we're live.
Well, hi there, everybody. I'm T.H. Culhane from the Patel College of Global Sustainability. I'm here with my friend Chad from Fat Meat Farm. And we are removing the inner molds from the Culhane biodigester, the first commercial biodigester for a restaurant that we know of in the United States at this scale. There are $1 million digesters out there doing stuff, but this one is about $5,000 in parts, and then we provide the labor as volunteers. So you can do this at home. We're removing these. The hardest part is removing these steel molds, but this isn't so hard. I'm trying to jimmy it out. Now, it may be that it is stuck unless we remove that plate there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because this is not likely to come out. If we have to, then we'll unbolt these and we'll just pull it off, and then it'll come off very easily. I wanted to do as little unbolting as possible because it's labor intensive, but sometimes there's no way around it. So we're going to see if we can keep the pieces, and if they don't come out, we'll unbolt it and it'll just drop out. So these are called the shoulder molds that are used to make a semi-dome. Then there's a ring that we have to get out. We've already removed the inner molds and the outer molds from the neck of the digester, which is this part here. This is the body of the digester, or the stomach of the dragon. So this is going to be filled with water up to here, and manure. Cow manure, horse manure, human manure, goat manure, alpaca, elephant, hippo, whatever. You fill this with manure and lake mud. Also get some lake mud to get those microbes in there. We're looking for the archaea, the anaerobic microbes that were the first life forms on the earth when we had a methane atmosphere. And then they evolved into everything else. They were the Adam and Eve, if you like, of microbial life. And everything else, including us, descended from them. But they still live in us and on us and in the dirt and in the lake and anywhere there's no oxygen, where the sun don't shine and the air don't blow. So this is going to be an anaerobic chamber filled up, but it's not going to be sealed here. There's going to be a fiberglass dome that's going to sit in this ridge here, but it'll be open on the side so that water can seep up. And we're going to fill the tote halfway up the neck. Where you see this line here, it'll be filled up with water to there in the dome, and then as gas bubbles up from the food that we feed in here, that'll displace the water and it'll have nowhere to go but to seep up the sides and cover this, and it'll rise up to the top of that. And then when it pushes the gas out, when we use it, the water level will sink, pushing the gas up and out to where we use it. And then, of course, the bubbles will keep rising here and keep filling up the dome, and then the water will rise, and then the water will push the gas out, and it'll sort of go up and down, the water level, as it pushes gas out. So it's a water hydraulic pressure cycle system, which makes it mechanical without any electricity for pumping the gas. The water pumps the gas by rising up. So gas has a pressure. It evolves at about 8 inches water column. I think that's like 20 millibar or so, 30 millibar. And so it has a pressure enough to lift water up and over it. So there will be a dome over my head here, anchored in by this PVC pipe here, and this one here, and that one there on 3 sides. There will be pegs going in, locking the dome in place, and then there'll be a valve on the top of the dome for the gas to be released. And so eventually this is all going to be underwater. We're going to put also, we're going to put some cinder block in here to build up a kind of septum or separation wall for microbes to colonize and to slow the passage of food, so that when we feed it on one side, it takes about 30, 40 days for the food to eventually get to the other side, where it gets released as liquid fertilizer, as compost tea. But it has to then go through these, this sort of, what do you call it, obstacle course, where it meets microbes on its way out that'll further degrade the food and turn it into methane gas and liquid fertilizer. So that's it. I mean, biodigester is very simple. It's just a stomach, and the feed pipe is not yet put in. We have to remove the molds and then drill a hole and put the pipes in for feeding on this side and for fertilizer to get on that side. We also want to put a metal rod down and then weld fins to it so we can use it as a stirrer to stir the food around so it gets good mixing. That's one way you can improve the efficiency. And we also want to put heating coils in down here so that we can use solar hot water and send it through the heating coils so that heat will rise up and keep this at good body temperature, because that's when it operates. These microbes are used to being inside the intestines and stomachs of animals that are at 37 Celsius or 98 Fahrenheit. So that's the optimum temperature, and it's hard to get a big chamber like this without heating it. And we're going to insulate the thing, and we have to waterproof it. So this is okay. So that piece is there. I'm going to try now to, let's get you out of there. Maybe we need, get that piece out. Maybe with that, where's that pin? Or with this, I don't know if it's a sledgehammer. Where's the other end?
Right there. You mean the ball pin?
That one right there?
No, I have the ball pin. Look for the little, oh, there it is, that one there. I don't know if you can find a way to pull that out. Or do we need the crowbar for that?
I'm trying to figure out how to pop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Put
pretty rushed
pressure
in there.
There.
All right, maybe we should go for plan B, which is just, let's remove these bolts. It just takes a little more time, and it'll be easy then to get these off. Might as well. So you learn with each build, it's a little different removing the molds, and there's so many bolts. You get tempted to say, hey, I just want to remove as few bolts as possible and take out big chunks. Sometimes you can't do that. It is made like a jigsaw puzzle, and if you do remove all the bolts, then it's much easier to get everything out. It just takes more time. Time. All right, I'm holding this. All right. And as you can see here, once you've got that out, I'm holding it. You just tell me when. All right, so there's the first plate. There it
Woo!
is right there. And we have about 16 of these to take out. So this will take a bit of time, but that's really the safest way to do it. So let's do that. And if you work, unless you want me to get in there and you
No,
want
I
to.
got it.
Good, okay, then I'll continue to hold this. And it's going to be kind of boring from here, so maybe, Aisha, you can describe to people,
Yes.
take them around the property
Yes,
and tell
I
them what's going
will.
on, and then come back and
All right. I'll be back. We'll be back. So, as you can see now, I am standing on top of the biodigester. Well, really not on top, but I am midway, about 60% of the biodigester. And, orientation is the lock rotate device back. Let me rotate it back. I'm so sorry about that. So, you're going to travel with me down the ladder right here. And I will tell you a little bit more about the biodigester and give you a little bit of information about where we are and what we're doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna plug in my headphones now. You'll still be able to hear me. If not, YouTube will let me know. And I hope that you all was able to actually see what was going on inside and actually hear the dialogue that he was explaining what exactly he was doing and the process that it takes. Okay, so I got to be very careful because I am going up and down this ladder. So if you can just bear with me, one moment, I'm going to be as careful as possible. And I am stepping down the ladder now. It was much easier before I had my backpack on. I just have a mini backpack on that is carrying my portable charger. Thank goodness I wore these boots versus my running shoes. I feel like I have a better grip here. I actually bought these shoes from Morocco in the store. And I've had them for about 2 years. It's my first time actually wearing them while in America. So, and I've been back about a year now, a little bit over a year. So anyway, now that I'm down, my name is Asia. I go by many names. On YouTube right now, my name is under Cutie I'm Is. That's a long story. But I'm going to soon change it to something else. I'm also known as Irenic, and I'm going to be launching Irenic Essentials pretty soon. But before we get into that, I'm just going to show you the outside of the biodigester. Now, I was here when this was nothing, okay? And I helped build the inside of this, because what happens is we built the actual shape of it, and then days later we came back and filled it with the concrete to make it solid. And so that's why the men are inside, because they're actually taking out the pieces that we use to build the actual tank. And so we're going to take the pieces out and we're going to use it for other biodigesters. And these biodigesters, the material that we use to build the actual shape has been used about, this is the 9th time. So you can reuse the material over and over again. And I also have a video on my YouTube that shows us how we built biodigester out of plastic, and that was amazing. That was done at Apollo Beach, and we were all beginners, and of course the only expert there was TH, and then there's also Ashley, who spearheaded it all. Now, so the pieces that you see here is actually what was taken, that's what's been taken down from the inside of the biodigester. They haven't taken them all down. Actually, these weren't quite in there yet, but this is what was used, and this is what's going to be used for the next one, because we're going to build another one right there. And I'm going to post a picture, hopefully, so you guys can get a chance to see what it was before, and maybe I can tag a link down to if someone made a video of what it looked like before the concrete, because before, a couple weeks ago, there was none of this here. And as you can see, my shadow, my headscarf, I'm looking pretty tall today as a 4'10" woman. So a little bit about it. I'm going to also tag TH's page under the description box, within the description box, because he is amazing, and I'm very grateful to be at USF studying under him. He's an expert. He's traveled all around the world to build these biodigesters. He believes that this is one of the main ways that we can create a more sustainable planet, and I'm actually with him on that. I have to agree. And it's amazing that the universe has led me to this program and to study right under him. So he's amazing. Nat Geo loves him. For about 6 years, he's been a judge, the Nat Geo science fairs, international, and he has plenty of lectures on YouTube, plenty of videos. He's been within the industry for a very long time, and he is a person that carries a wealth of knowledge. So I'm excited for you all to be more acquainted with his work, and he has an open portal where you can ask him anything, and you can also ask me anything. But I am walking around the farm now because I want to show you what the outside looks like. It's so very beautiful. The farm that we are at is it's called Fat Beet Farm, and they are also the owners of a restaurant here, and there's a lot of food here that's grown that's also served in the restaurant. So it's an amazing place, an amazing establishment. But just look at the trees right here. They're so absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to turn the camera over so we can see some of the farm, and also get the view of the biodigester this way. Perfect. So nice and lovely. Now, like I said before, we did build a biodigester that was made out of plastic, some used plastic from a restaurant that was filled with balsamic vinegar. And the video is about 13 minutes long, but you get to really see step by step how to build one. And then there's also videos that I tagged under that description box where TH breaks down the science behind the biodigester and a mini way of how to build one if you don't have time. But presentation purposes, you may want to share videos with someone else, and you may want to get a shorter one. Okay. So TH has been living off grid about 20 years. And there's an article that Nat Geo has recently published that talks about how he's been living off grid for 20 years, and one of the ways that he has been able to do that is because of the biodigester. So biodigesters hold organic waste and converts that waste into electricity, which is we're going to build it here on the farm. Quick. So sorry about that. Have to stay hydrated and get some water. So I want to show you a little bit more of the farm. Sorry if you can't see it that well because the sun is really shining bright, which is a positive thing on our end. Maybe not so positive for you, but hopefully you can still see it. I'm recording on an iPhone 5S, and eventually I'm going to upgrade it, but I'm anxious to see the quality of this video once we're done here, because this is actually my first time ever going live. And so I also want to thank you for clicking on this video and joining me out in YouTube land, Facebook land, Twitter land. You are now in our world here at Fat Beet Farm. And it's such a beautiful place. It really, truly is. And in a few minutes here, we're going to go up the ladder again to check on the guys and see how's it going. As he stated before, he had about 16 of those things to pull out. So hopefully he's took down 2 more by the time we come back, but who knows. And you know what, in a process like this, it's important not to rush it, you know, rather take the time to do it correctly and safely versus trying to rush through it, because something like this it's very dangerous if you're not careful. And building a biodigester within itself isn't dangerous. It's pretty much, if you do anything and you're rushing while doing it, it can be extremely dangerous. So that's just a rule of thumb in general. So beautiful out here. Very high vibrations. Very, very high vibrations. Clean air. What more could you ask for, really? All right. Not sure if you can see the biodigester in the... Let's see. I'll face the camera this way. We can get a view. But currently it's December 2018. And December what? What's today? I believe it's December 9th, 2018. My first live. I'm going to do my best to document as much as I possibly can, because my goal is to help create a more sustainable planet in general. And so for those of us who may not be as knowledgeable, it's our job, those who are, to educate those who aren't. And so it's important that I do my part in this. And TH believes that you can reach people, way more people by video than by writing. So I choose to, that was my finger. I choose to dabble in both, to write and to video record, because some of us still prefer to read. And there's also many different literature that you can look up. There's Drawdown and Cradle to Cradle. I think in Drawdown they speak about biodigesters. I believe he ranked it number 63. So Drawdown is a book that points out 100 ways that we can create a more sustainable planet. And that's a book I would suggest you all check out. There's also Cradle to Cradle that talks about how businesses can create products that are more able to be recycled and most importantly upcycled. So let's check on what's going on in the inside. So here's the ladder, and I would turn the camera portrait, but I don't think that YouTube likes when I do that, so I'm gonna keep it on landscape. You get to see the biodigester and the ladder. We're gonna go up the ladder now and capture some more of the inside. Okay. Let's see. And now we're at 20 minutes. If you're still watching this, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for showing interest in this. And feel free to share the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's our duty, as I said, to do what we can. All right. Showing the outside. And I want to just show where we are now. Great. And we can see the work is happening. How's it going? Yes, I am going to bring some water now. Yes, sir. All right. And I will keep you all updated with some footage. And thank you so much for watching. All right. And I will be back. How do I stop this?